The PlayStation 2, released by Sony in 2000, is largely considered the best system in video game console history, known for its powerful hardware. Its backward compatibility with PlayStation 1 games and peripherals ensured an extensive game library from launch. The PS2 supported online gaming with an adapter and sold over 155 million units, making it the best-selling console of all time and cementing Sony's dominance in the gaming industry. Among its 3,800 plus games, there have been some absolute iconic titles, and here are my top 10 PS2 games of all time. Zone of the Enders is a third-person action game developed by Konami and directed by the famous Hideo Kojima, the creator of the Metal Gear series. Released in 2001 for the PS2, it gained attention not only for its gameplay, but also because it included a demo of the highly anticipated Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Set in the late 22nd century, ZOE takes place in a colonized solar system where humanity has established numerous space colonies. The narrative centers around a young boy named Leo Stenbuck, who inadvertently becomes the pilot of a powerful mecha known as the Orbital Frame Jehudi. The game's story unfolds as Leo is thrust into a conflict involving the military organization Bahram, which seeks to use Jehudi for its own ends. The plot explores themes of war, identity, and the morality of using child soldiers, adding a layer of depth to the otherwise action-focused gameplay. While the story is engaging, it is relatively short and sometimes criticized for its abrupt ending, which leaves many plot threads unresolved until the sequel. ZOE's gameplay is where it truly shines. Players control Jehudi in a fully 3D environment, engaging in fast-paced combat against various enemy mechs. The control scheme is intuitive, allowing for fluid movement and a range of attacks from close-quarters melee to long-range energy blasts. The game emphasizes agility and precision, with Jehudi capable of rapid dodges and intricate aerial maneuvers. For its time, Zone of the Enders boasts impressive graphics. The mecha designs by renowned artist Yoji Shinkawa are sleek and visually striking. The environments, though sometimes sparse, are well rendered and contribute to the game's futuristic aesthetic. The visual effects, especially during combat, are a highlight, with vivid explosions and fluid animations. The soundtrack, composed by Norihiko Hibino, complements the game's intense action with a mix of electronic beats and orchestral elements. Voice acting is all around solid, though some characters' performances can come across a bit exaggerated.
Don't even consider it. If you save me, I will fight you again, and I will kill you.
Zone of the Enders for the PlayStation 2 is a notable entry in the action genre. Remembered for its fast-paced mecha combat and stylish presentation, it's a visually impressive, action-packed game that delivers a unique mecha combat experience, making it a worthy title for any PS2 collection. ESPN NFL 2K5, released for the PS2 in 2004, remains one of the most celebrated football video games of all time. Developed by Visual Concepts and published by Sega, this game has left a memorable mark on sports gaming history, lauded for its innovative features, realistic gameplay, and remarkable presentation. One of the standout aspects of ESPN NFL 2K5 is its gameplay mechanics. The game offers a highly realistic football experience, with smooth controls that aid in precision player movements, and the responsiveness of controls make it a joy to execute complex maneuvers. The artificial intelligence in ESPN NFL 2K5 is noteworthy. Opponent AI is challenging and adapts to the player's strategies, providing a level competition that keeps the gameplay fresh and engaging. The game also includes a robust playbook with an extensive range of formation and plays. Visually, ESPN NFL 2K5 was ahead of its time. The graphics are very impressive, with detailed player models, realistic animations, and authentic stadiums that capture the atmosphere of an NFL game. The game's presentation is enhanced by the ESPN branding, featuring real-life ESPN commentators Dan Patrick and Chris Berman, who provide insightful and entertaining commentary throughout the game. This integration of real-world elements adds to the immersion and authenticity of the experience. The game's broadcast-style presentation is another highlight. It mimics the look and feel of a real NFL broadcast, complete with pre-game shows, halftime reports, and post-game analysis. This is normal for today's sports games, but was unheard of at the time of this release. ESPN NFL 2K5 offers a variety of game modes. The franchise mode is particularly deep, allowing players to take control of a team over multiple seasons, and includes features such as the NFL Draft, player trades, and free agency, providing a comprehensive team management experience. The game also includes the innovative first-person football mode, which allows players to experience the game from the perspective of a single player on the field. While not the best way to play effectively, this mode offers a unique and immersive way to play, giving players a first-hand view of the action on the field. ESPN NFL 2K5's legacy is partly due to its rivalry with the Madden NFL series. 2K5 launched at just $19.99, which offered incredible value and quality, and forced EA Sports to lower the price of Madden to $29.95. The game's success and critical acclaim ultimately led to EA Sports securing an exclusive license with the NFL, which ended the 2K series of football games. ESPN NFL 2K5 for the PS2 is a landmark title in the sports gaming genre. Its realistic gameplay, innovative features, and exceptional presentation set a high standard for future football games. Nearly 2 decades after its release, it continues to be celebrated by gamers and holds a special place in the history of sports video games.
Shepard picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop.
Hitman Blood Money, released for the PS2 in 2006, stands as a defining entry in the renowned Hitman series developed by IO Interactive. This game elevates the stealth action genre with its intricate level design, engaging storyline, and an impressive array of assassination techniques that offer players a true sense of freedom in how they approach each mission. The core gameplay of Blood Money revolves around stealth and strategic planning. Players assume the role of Agent 47, a genetically engineered assassin tasked with eliminating high-profile targets. Each mission is a complex puzzle, offering multiple pathways and methods to achieve objectives. The game encourages experimentation, allowing players to choose between silent, non-lethal approaches or more direct, violent methods. One of the game's standout features is the notoriety system. Actions taken during missions, such as leaving witnesses or being caught on camera, can affect Agent 47's notoriety. High notoriety makes subsequent missions more challenging, as NPCs are more likely to recognize and react to him. This system adds a layer of consequence to player actions, promoting careful and thoughtful gameplay. Hitman Blood Money excels in its level design, providing diverse and meticulously crafted environments. Each level is a sandbox filled with opportunities and challenges, ranging from a Parisian opera house to a Las Vegas casino. The environments are richly detailed and populated with NPCs, each contributing to the living, breathing world of the game. The levels are designed to support multiple playstyles. Players can disguise themselves as various characters, use environmental hazards to their advantage, or orchestrate elaborate accidents to eliminate targets without arousing suspicion. This flexibility and approach is one of the game's greatest strengths, offering a high replay value as players discover new strategies and secrets. The narrative of Hitman Blood Money is delivered through a series of interconnected missions, each contributing to a larger plot involving betrayal, conspiracy, and the dark underbelly of the world of assassinations. The story is told through a mix of in-game cutscenes and news reports, adding depth and context to Agent 47's missions. Agent 47 himself is a compelling protagonist, characterized by his stoic demeanor and professional efficiency. The game delves into his past and the shadowy organization that employs him, providing a more personal and engaging storyline than previous entries in the series. For a PlayStation 2 title, Hitman Blood Money boasts impressive graphics. The character models are detailed and the environments are rich with visual variety and atmospheric effects. The game's lighting and shadows play a crucial role in the stealth mechanics, allowing players to use darkness to their advantage. The presentation is further enhanced by the game's sound design. The soundtrack, composed by Jesper Kyd, complements the tense and methodical nature of the gameplay. The ambient sounds and NPC dialogues create an immersive experience, making each location feel authentic and alive. Hitman Blood Money for the PlayStation 2 is a masterclass in stealth gameplay. Its intricate level design, flexible mechanics, and immersive presentation create a deeply satisfying experience for players. The game's emphasis on player choice and its engaging storyline ensure that it remains a beloved classic in the stealth action genre, continuing to captivate gamers years after its initial release. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, released for the PS2 in 2005, is a standout entry in Rockstar San Diego's acclaimed street racing series, known for its adrenaline-fueled gameplay, extensive customization options, and vibrant open-world cities. This game offers an exhilarating racing experience that has cemented its place as a classic in the genre. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition centers around high-speed street racing in a variety of urban environments. The game's control scheme is responsive and intuitive, allowing for tight handling and precise maneuvers at breakneck speeds. The sense of speed is palpable, with a blur effect and dynamic camera angles enhancing the thrill of the race. A key feature of the gameplay is the emphasis on open-world exploration. Players can freely roam the cities of San Diego, Atlanta, and Detroit, each meticulously crafted with distinct landmarks and varied terrain. This open-world design encourages players to discover shortcuts, hidden areas, and new races organically. The game's races are a mix of circuit, checkpoint, and drag races, each offering unique challenges. The AI opponents are aggressive and adaptive, providing a consistently competitive experience. The game also includes special abilities for vehicles, such as slow motion, ramming power, and shockwave, adding a strategic layer to the races. One of the defining features of Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition is its extensive customization options, heavily influenced by the partnership with Dub Magazine. Players can personalize their vehicles with a vast array of visual and performance modifications, from body kits, rims, and paint jobs, to engine upgrades, suspension tuning, and nitrous boosts. The customization possibilities are virtually endless. The customization is not just cosmetic. Performance upgrades have a significant impact on the handling and speed of the vehicles. This level of personalization allows players to tailor their cars to suit their racing style, whether they prefer high-speed straightaways or agile cornering. Midnight Club 3 boasts impressive graphics. The game's urban environments are detailed and vibrant, with dynamic lighting and weather effects that enhance the immersive experience. The car models are highly detailed, and the visual effects during races, such as motion blur and particle effects, add to the sense of speed and excitement. The soundtrack is another highlight, featuring a diverse selection of licensed music that includes hip-hop, rock, and electronic tracks. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition for the PS2 is a thrilling and comprehensive racing game that offers a perfect blend of speed, style, and substance. Its responsive controls, extensive customization options, and immersive urban environments make it a standout title in the racing genre. Whether you're a casual player or a hardcore racing enthusiast, this game delivers an exhilarating and endlessly replayable experience that remains enjoyable years after its release.
It's all about car club down here, Holmes. Whatever you buy, there'll be somebody that will want to race it. That's the vibe down here. Beautiful cars and fast driving. Insanity, ese.
Shadow Hearts, released for the PS2 in 2001, is a distinctive and darkly atmospheric RPG developed by Saknoth, later known as Nautilus, and published by Midway in North America. Known for its unique setting, complex characters, and innovative combat system, Shadow Hearts offers a memorable experience that stands out in the crowded RPG genre. Shadow Hearts is set in an alternate historical version of the early 20th century, blending real-world locations with supernatural and horror elements. The game begins in 1913 with the protagonist, Yuri Hyuga, a young man with the ability to transform into powerful demons, rescuing a mysterious girl named Alice Elliott from the clutches of an evil sorcerer. The story takes place across various locales in Asia and Europe, including China and Prague, as they uncover a conspiracy that intertwines with historical events and figures. The narrative of Shadow Hearts is one of the strongest aspects, weaving a tale that is both emotionally engaging and richly detailed. The game tackles mature themes such as loss, redemption, and the battle between good and evil. The characters are well developed, with Yuri standing out as a particularly compelling protagonist due to his internal struggles and complex personality, making him, in my opinion, one of the best protagonists in RPG history. The combat system in Shadow Hearts is innovative and adds a layer of strategy and timing to the traditional turn-based RPG mechanics. Central to this system is the Judgment Ring, a spinning wheel with colored hit areas that players must accurately time their button presses on to execute attacks, spells, and special abilities. This mechanic keeps battles engaging and requires skill and attention from the player. In addition to the Judgment Ring, Yuri's ability to transform into different demons provides strategic strategic depth. Each form offers unique abilities and stat boosts, allowing players to adapt to various combat situations. The sanity point system, which decreases with each turn and can cause characters to go berserk if depleted, while somewhat annoying, adds further complexity to battles. Shadow Hearts boasts impressive graphics with detailed character models and richly designed environments that effectively convey the game's dark and eerie atmosphere. The game's use of pre-rendered backgrounds and dynamic camera angles enhances the cinematic quality of the story. The characters' designs are distinctive and memorable, each reflecting their unique personalities and backgrounds. The soundtrack of Shadow Hearts, composed by Yoshitaka Hirota with contributions from Yasunori Mitsuda, is exceptional. The music ranges from haunting melodies to intense battle themes, perfectly complementing the game's dark atmosphere and emotional narrative. The sound effects and voice acting, though limited by early 2000s standards, contribute effectively to the immersive experience. Exploration in Shadow Hearts is rewarding, with numerous hidden items, side quests, and secrets scattered throughout the game world. The puzzles are well integrated into the environments and often require logical thinking and attention to detail. Shadow Hearts for the PS2 is a standout RPG that offers a unique and compelling experience. Its innovative combat system, dark and atmospheric setting, and richly detailed story make it a memorable title that continues to be cherished by fans of the genre. Whether you're a longtime RPG enthusiast or new to the genre, Shadow Hearts delivers a gripping and emotionally resonant adventure that remains impactful years after its release.
And so, our battle came to an end.
Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty, released for the PlayStation 2 in 2001, is a landmark title in the stealth action genre. Developed by Konami and directed by Hideo Kojima, the game is renowned for its intricate narrative, innovative gameplay mechanics, and cinematic presentation. Sons of Liberty presents a complex and thought-provoking narrative that explores themes of identity, information control, and the nature of reality. The game is divided into two main sections: the prologue, where players control Solid Snake on a mission to investigate a tanker, and the main portion, where they control a new protagonist, Raiden, during a mission to rescue hostages and neutralize a terrorist threat on the Big Shell, an offshore cleanup facility. The switch from Snake to Raiden was a bold and controversial move that subverted player expectations. Raiden, a rookie agent with a mysterious past, offers a fresh perspective on the series' established lore. His character development, along with the interactions between him and his support team, including Colonel Campbell and his girlfriend Rose, adds depth to the narrative. The game's antagonist, Solidus Snake, is a compelling villain with complex motivations tied to the overarching themes of the game. Other memorable characters include the enigmatic Revolver Ocelot, the sadistic Vamp, and the tragic Olga Gorlukovich, each contributing to the rich tapestry of the story. Metal Gear Solid 2 builds on the stealth-based gameplay of its predecessor with several enhancements and new features. The game retains the third-person perspective but adds a first-person aiming mode, allowing for more precise targeting. This is particularly useful for shooting out cameras, lights, and enemy limbs to incapacitate rather than kill. The game's AI is notably advanced for its time. Enemies exhibit realistic behaviors, such as calling for reinforcements, investigating suspicious noises, and working together to flush out the player. This makes for a more challenging and dynamic stealth experience. Environmental interactions are another key feature. Players can hide in lockers, hang off ledges, and use the environment to their advantage in creative ways. The introduction of a robust physics engine allows for realistic object manipulation, adding a layer of immersion to the gameplay. Metal Gear Solid 2 was a technical marvel upon its release, showcasing the capabilities of the PlayStation 2. The game's graphics are highly detailed with realistic character models, fluid animations, and dynamic lighting effects. The environments are meticulously designed, from the rain-soaked decks of the tanker to the industrial interiors of the Big Shell. The game's cinematic presentation is enhanced by its use of real-time cutscenes and extensive voice acting. Hideo Kojima's direction shines through in the game's storytelling, with elaborate camera work and dramatic narrative sequences that blur the line between film and video game. The soundtrack, composed by Harry Gregson Williams and Norihiko Hibino, is atmospheric and evocative. The music in Metal Gear Solid has never really been a high point of the series, but they did a decent job to heighten the impact of key narrative moments. Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty for the PlayStation 2 is often hailed as one of the most influential games of its era. Its narrative complexity, innovative gameplay mechanics, and cinematic presentation have inspired countless developers and left a lasting legacy in the industry. The game's exploration of themes related to information control and digital identity remain relevant even today. All of this creates a compelling and immersive experience that continues to be celebrated by fans and critics alike.
I'll pick my own name and my own life. I'll find something worth passing on.
Shadow of the Colossus, released for the PS2 in 2005, is a seminal action-adventure game developed by Team Ico and published by Sony. Directed by Fumito Ueda, this game is often praised for its minimalist storytelling, breathtaking visuals, and innovative gameplay. Shadow of the Colossus follows the journey of a young man named Wander, who enters a forbidden land to bring a girl named Mano back to life. Guided by a mysterious entity called Dorman, Wander must defeat 16 colossal beings known as Colossi. The game's narrative is minimalist, with much of the story conveyed through visual and environmental storytelling rather than extensive dialogue or exposition. The setting is a vast, desolate landscape that exudes a sense of isolation and melancholy. The forbidden land is beautifully rendered, with diverse environments ranging from lush forests and arid deserts to ancient ruins and serene lakes. The world feels alive yet hauntingly empty, enhancing the game's atmosphere and emotional impact. The gameplay of Shadow of the Colossus revolves around locating and defeating the Colossi. Each Colossus is a unique puzzle, requiring players to explore their surroundings, discover the creature's weak points, and devise a strategy to bring it down. The game's mechanics emphasize precision and timing, with players needing to climb and cling to the Colossi while managing Wanderer's grip meter. The controls are intuitive yet challenging, with a realistic physics engine that affects Wanderer's movements and interactions with the environment. The game also features horseback riding on Wanderer's trusty steed, Aggro, which adds another layer of depth to exploration and combat. The bond between Wander and Aggro is subtly developed through gameplay, enhancing the emotional resonance of the story. Shadow of the Colossus is a technical masterpiece for the PlayStation 2, pushing the hardware to its absolute limits with stunning visuals and expansive environments. The art direction is exceptional, with each Colossus designed to be awe-inspiring and distinct, blending organic and architectural elements seamlessly. The game's use of lighting, shadow, and scale is particularly noteworthy. The contrast between the vast, empty landscapes and the towering colossi creates a powerful sense of scale and grandeur. The cinematic camera angles and dynamic zooms during battles amplify the epic nature of the encounters, making each victory feel monumental. The soundtrack, composed by Kao Otani, is a crucial component of the game's emotional impact. The music ranges from hauntingly serene pieces during exploration to intense, dramatic scores during Colossus battles. The absence of traditional background music during exploration highlights the desolate beauty of the Forbidden Land, while the powerful orchestral themes during battles underscores the gravity of Wander's quest. Shadow of the Colossus for the PS2 is a groundbreaking and emotionally resonant masterpiece. Its innovative gameplay, stunning visuals, and minimalist storytelling create an experience that is both epic and intimate. The game's exploration of complex themes and its lasting impact on the gaming industry cement its place as one of the most important and beloved video games of all time. Whether you're experiencing it for the first time or revisiting it, Shadow of the Colossus offers an unforgettable journey that continues to captivate and inspire. Final Fantasy X, otherwise known as Final Fantasy X, released for the PS2 in 2001, is a landmark entry in the iconic Final Fantasy series, developed by Square Enix. As the first game in the series to feature fully voiced characters and three-dimensional environments, it set a new standard for storytelling, gameplay, and presentation in RPGs. With its compelling narrative, innovative mechanics, and stunning visuals, Final Fantasy X remains a beloved classic. Final Fantasy X tells the story of Titus, a star blitzball player from the future futuristic city of Zanarkand, who is suddenly transported to the mysterious world of Spira after his city is destroyed by a monstrous entity known as Sin. In Spira, Titus meets Yuna, a summoner on a pilgrimage to defeat Sin and bring peace to the land. As they journey together, Titus and Yuna develop a deep bond, and Titus uncovers truths about Spira, Sin, and his own past. The narrative is rich, exploring themes of sacrifice, love, and the cyclical nature of life and death. The characters are well developed, each with their own backstories and motivations. Final Fantasy X introduces several gameplay innovations while retaining the series' core elements. The most notable change is the conditional turn-based battle system, which replaces the active time battle system from previous games. In CTB, battles are turn-based, with turn order determined by character and enemy stats. This allows for more strategic planning as players can see the turn order and make decisions accordingly. The game also features the Sphere Grid, a unique character development system that replaces traditional leveling. Characters earn sphere points in battle, which they can use to move around the grid and activate nodes that grant stat boosts, abilities, and spells. I was initially against this new system, but eventually grew to really enjoy it, with it providing a high degree of customization, allowing players to develop their characters in a variety of ways. Final Fantasy X was a visual marvel at the time of its release, showcasing the capabilities of the PlayStation 2 to the max. The game features beautifully rendered environments, from the serene beaches of Besaid to the haunting ruins of Zanarkand. The character models are highly detailed, and the expressive facial animations enhance the impact of the fully voiced cutscenes. The game's cinematics are breathtaking, with high-quality CGI sequences that elevate the storytelling to cinematic level. The mix of pre-rendered backgrounds and real-time 3D environments create a seamless and immersive experience. The soundtrack, composed by series veteran Nobuo Uematsu along with Masashi Hamauzu and Junya Nakano, is one of the game's standout features. Each piece perfectly complements the mood and setting of the game. This can easily be considered the greatest gaming soundtrack of all time. Voice acting is another significant achievement, bringing the characters to life with memorable performances. The English localization, while not perfect, was groundbreaking at the time and added a new dimension to the storytelling.
The road ends here. Beyond, there are no towns, no villages, only endless plains.
Many summoners stray from their path and lose their way here.
Final Fantasy X is often regarded as one of the greatest RPGs of all time, influencing subsequent games in the genre and within the series. Its innovations in gameplay, storytelling, and presentation have left a lasting legacy, inspiring both developers and players. The game's impact is evident in its enduring popularity and the affection with which it is remembered by fans. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, released for the PS2 in 2002, is an open-world action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North. As the fourth main installment in the Grand Theft Auto series, Vice City introduces a new setting, era, and a host of improvements that have cemented its status as a classic. Vice City is set in a fictional city inspired by Miami in the 1980s, capturing the era's vibrant and decadent atmosphere. The game follows the story of Tommy Vercetti, a former mobster who was released from prison after serving a 15-year sentence. Upon his release, Tommy is sent to Vice City by his old boss, Sonny Forelli, to oversee a drug deal that goes disastrously wrong. With the deal ambushed and the money and drugs stolen, Tommy must navigate the criminal underworld of Vice City to reclaim the lost assets, establish his own empire, and take revenge on those who wronged him. Tommy Vercetti, voiced by the late great Ray Liotta, is a charismatic and ruthless protagonist whose journey from a small-time crook to the kingpin of Vice City is both thrilling and satisfying. There are also standout performances from a supporting cast that includes Burt Reynolds, Dennis Hopper, and Danny Trejo. Vice City retains the open-world sandbox gameplay that the series is known for. Players have the freedom to explore the expansive city, engage in a variety of missions, and partake in numerous side activities. The game offers a wide range of vehicles, including cars and boats, each with distinct handling and physics. The introduction of motorcycles and helicopters adds a new dimension to the gameplay, allowing for more dynamic and varied exploration and combat scenarios. The combat system is improved with better targeting and a wider selection of weapons, including melee options like chainsaws and baseball bats. The addition of the ability to manually aim weapons in first-person view enhances the combat experience. Vice City introduced the ability to purchase properties and businesses. These acquisitions generate income and provide additional missions and benefits, contributing to the feeling of building an empire. Vice City was a visual leap forward at the time of its release, featuring a richly detailed open world that vividly captures the aesthetic of the 1980s. The vibrant color palette, detailed textures, and the dynamic lighting create a lively and immersive environment. Character models and animations are improved over GTA 3, contributing to the overall polish of the game. The game's art direction is heavily influenced by the era, with neon lights, flashy clothing, and iconic architecture that evoke the look and feel of 1980s Miami. The attention to detail in recreating this period adds to the authenticity and charm of the setting. The soundtrack of Vice City is one of the most celebrated features, boasting a stellar selection of licensed music that perfectly captures the era's diverse musical landscape. Iconic tracks from artists like Michael Jackson, Toto, Blondie, and Iron Maiden provide an auditory journey through the 80s, enhancing the nostalgic experience. Grand Theft Auto Vice City for the PS2 is a masterful blend of storytelling, gameplay, and presentation. Its vibrant setting, memorable characters, and innovative mechanics create an experience that is both nostalgic and timeless. It's the best GTA on the PS2, and its influence can be seen in subsequent open-world games, both within the Grand Theft Auto series and beyond.
After all, you're a conniving, backstabbing two-bit thief, and I'm a convicted psychotic killer and drug dealer.
I know. Ain't it just beautiful?
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, released for the PS2 in 2004, is a critically acclaimed stealth action game developed by Konami and directed by Hideo Kojima. As the third installment in the Metal Gear Solid series, Snake Eater departs from the futuristic settings of its predecessors, taking players back to the 1960s Cold War era. With its gripping narrative, innovative gameplay mechanics, and atmospheric presentation, Snake Eater stands as a high point in the series and one of the most celebrated games of its generation. Set in 1964, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater serves as a prequel to the entire series, focusing on the origins of the legendary soldier Big Boss, known here by his codename Naked Snake. The story begins with Snake's mission to rescue a Soviet weapons scientist named Sokolov, who is developing a powerful new weapon called the Shagohod. However, the mission takes a dramatic turn when Snake's mentor and former ally, the Boss, defects to the Soviet Union and assists in the capture of Sokolov. The narrative delves deep into themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the personal sacrifices required by duty. Snake's journey to stop the Shagohod and confront the Boss is both epic and intimate, filled with emotional moments and complex character interactions. The Boss, in particular, stands out as a tragic and multifaceted antagonist whose motivations and actions challenge Snake's beliefs and loyalty. The supporting cast includes memorable characters like Ocelot, who would become a series mainstay, and the sadistic Colonel Volgin. Each character contributes to the intricate web of intrigue and conflict that defines the game's plot. Snake Eater introduces several new gameplay mechanics that distinguish it from its predecessors. The game shifts to a jungle environment, emphasizing survival and stealth in the wild. Players must navigate dense forests, swamps, and mountainous regions using camouflage and natural cover to avoid detection by enemies. The Camouflage Index, a new feature, shows how well Snake is hidden in his surroundings. Players can change Snake's uniform and face paint to blend in better with different environments, adding a layer of strategy to the stealth gameplay. Snake must hunt animals and gather plants to sustain his health and stamina. Injuries sustained in combat or from the environmental hazards require require field treatment. These mechanics enhance the sense of immersion and realism. The close quarters combat system is a standout feature, allowing Snake to engage in enemies in hand-to-hand combat, perform takedowns, and interrogate foes for information. This system adds depth to combat encounters and offers players more options for dealing with threats. Snake Eater was a technical marvel on the PlayStation 2, showcasing impressive visuals and detailed environments. The jungle setting is lush and vibrant, with realistic foliage, wildlife, and weather effects that create an immersive atmosphere. The character models are highly detailed, with expressive animations that bring the cast to life. The game's cinematics are expertly directed, featuring Hideo Kojima's signature style of long cinematic cutscenes that blur the line between film and video game. The soundtrack, composed by Harry Gregson Williams and Norihiko Hibino, is decent, atmospheric, and evocative, complementing the game's tone and setting. The sound design is equally impressive, with realistic environmental sounds that enhance the feeling of being in a jungle, and the voice acting is top-notch, with David Hayter delivering another memorable performance as Naked Snake.
What's the story between you and the boss?
She was like a mother, and my master.
And your lover?
It went deeper than that.
Deeper?
Half of me belongs to the boss.
Do you love her?
No, nothing like that.
Do you hate her?
Does it have to be one or the other? Love or hate?
Between a man and a woman? You bet.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater for the PlayStation 2 is a masterclass in game design, storytelling, and presentation. Its blend of stealth, survival, and action mechanics, coupled with a deeply emotional and thematically rich narrative, create an experience that is both engaging and unforgettable. Before Phantom Pain, this was my favorite game in my favorite series of all time, so it's no wonder I place Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater for the PlayStation 2 as my top PS2 game of all time.
Jack. Or should I say, Snake, you're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it. There's only room for one boss and one Snake.